The Little Bear's Honey Puzzle. Once upon a time, in a dense and beautiful forest, there lived a little bear named Benny. Benny was a kind-hearted and curious little bear. His favorite thing in the whole world was honey. Every day, he would go out into the forest in search of honeycombs to satisfy his sweet tooth. One sunny morning, Benny woke up with a big smile on his face. He stretched his paws and yawned, then thought about the delicious honey he was going to find that day. He put on his little backpack and set off into the forest. As he walked through the tall trees, he could hear the birds singing and the leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. After a while, Benny came across a meadow full of colorful flowers. Bees were buzzing around, collecting nectar. Benny's eyes sparkled with excitement as he knew that where there were bees, there might be honey. He followed the bees carefully, trying not to make too much noise. Finally, he found a large honeycomb hanging from a tree branch. Benny's mouth watered at the sight of it. He reached up with his paws, but the honeycomb was too high. He jumped and jumped, but he just couldn't reach it. Benny sat down on the ground, feeling a little sad. Just then, he saw an old wise owl sitting on a nearby branch. The owl had a kind face and big, bright eyes. Benny decided to ask for his help. "Mr. Owl," Benny said in a polite voice, "I really want that honeycomb, but I can't reach it. Can you help me?" The owl looked at Benny and then at the honeycomb. "Well, Benny," the owl said, "I can't just get it for you, but I can give you a puzzle to solve. If you solve it, I'll tell you how to get the honeycomb." Benny was a bit nervous but also very excited. He nodded eagerly. The owl began, "I have a riddle for you. I am tall when I'm young and short when I'm old. What am I?" Benny scratched his head and thought hard. He thought about all the things in the forest. Trees? No, they got taller as they grew. Flowers? No, they didn't really fit the description. Then suddenly, he had an idea. "A candle!" he shouted. "A candle is tall when it's new and gets shorter as it burns." The owl smiled and said, "Very good, Benny. You solved the puzzle. Now, to get the honeycomb, you need to find a long stick. Use the stick to gently knock the honeycomb down. But be careful not to anger the bees too much." Benny thanked the owl and quickly ran around the forest looking for a long stick. He found a nice, strong stick and went back to the tree with the honeycomb. He used the stick to gently tap the honeycomb. A few bees flew out, but Benny was ready. He quickly put on his little bee-proof hat that he had in his backpack. The honeycomb fell to the ground, and Benny was so happy. He carefully opened the honeycomb and took a big mouthful of honey. The sweet taste filled his mouth, and he let out a satisfied sigh. As he was enjoying the honey, Benny thought about how important it was to use his brain. If he hadn't solved the owl's puzzle, he wouldn't have been able to get the honey. He also realized that asking for help when he was in trouble was a good thing. After he finished the honey, Benny packed up his things and started to head back home. On the way, he saw some other little animals in the forest. He greeted them with a big smile and even shared a little bit of honey he had left with them. When he got home, his mother was waiting for him. Benny told her all about his adventure in the forest, how he solved the owl's puzzle and got the honey. His mother was very proud of him. In the end, Benny learned that life was full of puzzles and challenges, but as long as he used his intelligence, asked for help when needed, and shared his good fortune with others, he could overcome any difficulty. And from that day on, Benny continued to have many more exciting adventures in the forest, always ready to solve new puzzles and find more delicious honey. This story shows us that when we face difficulties, we should not give up easily. We should use our brains to think and try to solve problems. Also, it's important to ask for help when we can't handle things on our own. And sharing what we have with others can bring us even more happiness. So, just like Benny, we should be brave, smart, and kind in our lives.